Bam, pow, biff, zap. Those are words that generally start out with an article that you find in a newspaper or magazine to tell you that comics have finally grown up. And the subheading is something to the effect of no longer is it Spider Man, the Hulk, Batman, and Superman. When I see an article or a title like that, I keep thinking, is this all you really know? Those four superheroes? You have no concept or clue as to who the characters are. Generally, I always get the funny feeling that the people writing this, they they probably have a sense of disdain for the article, the subject that they're writing about. Dismissing comic books and fans just seems to be a weird thing with mainstream media. It's common. It's like video games where it turns out most of the games journalists, and let's face facts, Gamergate kind of proved this. It showed us that the people writing for games really didn't care all that much about games. You know, if you were a comic book reader and an avid comic book fan, comic book collector, and you got a job at, let's say, Marvel Comics or Image Comics, that's your dream job, even if it is sweeping floors. It's your dream job. You're close. You're up front. You could probably get a few things discount, and you could probably buy some pages off the artist, or you could have the artist draw you something or something. You get the picture. You're up close. It's your dream job. It's to work in that area. Like I say, it's so funny whenever I hear people say, "Oh, comics have finally grown up." I mean, and here's the problem: that headline always pops up every 7 or 10 years. You know, I saw it in the '70s when they were talking about Green Arrow, Green Lantern. Then in the '80s when they became Watchmen. Um, Actually, even I think in the late '60s, early '70s when they were talking about Robert Crumb and his artwork. You know, I think the what I'm trying to say is that I really despise the dismissive nature of journalists when they try to talk about something such as comic books. Harlan Ellison pointed it out great about how it's just dismissed and disregarded. And when you say comics have finally grown up, in a weird way, it's a bit of an insult because to most fans, it's always been there. It's been reaching mature and mature themes since the '60s. Spider-Man has dealt with drug use. X-Men deals with racism. You know, and now it's happening again where all this SJW crap is thrown in there. Comics have finally grown up. Now it's just people throwing out their ideology down the throats of comic book fans, and the sales are kind of proving it. Or more to the point, when you talk to most comic book fans, they'll tell you they're not all that happy about what they're seeing. It's just crap. So my suggestion to any reporter, if you're out there, start to read some of the comics. Read about your subject. Don't just grab some headline previously written years ago, or just just do actual research, because that seems to be the problem these days. Nobody's doing actual research. Nobody's doing the legwork. Nobody's actually saying, okay, let me check out this comic and see what they're talking about. Let me get a decent summary. Maybe let me go to the library, and because in libraries now you can get the trade paperbacks of certain things and you could actually read it. So as long as you do that, I think that would make us feel a little bit better as fans, because then we get the sense that you know what you're talking about instead of just putting out regurgitating another clone of an article I saw 10, 20, 30 years earlier. Well, as far as I can see it, I hope this video might be helpful. I hope some of you might leave a comment and give it a rating. Until then, filter out.